All right, welcome to another episode of Bighumandead.
You can't start it like that. Hang on a sec.
Oh, all right.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Bighumandead. Come on.
Good evening.
Start it at 8.
Okay.
Start it at 8 and we can get up to 10 if we need to, but we can't start it at 2. You try.
I started at smooth, not 2.
Good evening.
You're like the Jaeger bomb. I'm like the Colt 45.
As in Colt 45? Is that?
Yeah, the Colt 45.
I'm sort of the Colt 45 of podcasters. Good evening, ladies. Welcome to
Tonight is kind of special. All right, hello, good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Bighumandead.
I really hope you don't cut that first minute.
Never.
That would be the best. Okay. Hey, yes. Welcome. Like Rob said, welcome to another episode of Bighumandead.
Yes.
I am your host.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that you would get mad at me for saying that. I am your co-host, Buddy Black, and with me is my good friend Rob Ayers.
Hello.
Rob and I met each other working on a comic book called The Story on the Road to Waterloo.
Yep.
That is it's like 99% done. We're just finishing off some stuff, but we've been sending it out to some places. And,
fishing for some publishers.
That's cool. Yeah, and this whole business is this whole podcast is just more or less an excuse to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Probably way too often.
Yeah.
Like that's
Maybe.
Possibly way too often. It's bad when most of your conversations with your wife or girlfriend begin with, "Oh, Buddy said this,"
right.
or
even when they see an opinionated look on my face, and Cassia automatically asks, "What does Buddy think about that?" Huh? Okay, I'm ready.
I would gladly argue with your girlfriend.
Yeah. You take Cassie, I'll take Amanda, and then we have another few episodes.
Then that's not another few episodes of a podcast. That's a sitcom.
Yeah.
Is what that is.
Right. Oh, Buddy, brace yourself. I've got a preamble in mind. I'm gonna try and make this story short, and then gracefully wrap it into the topic that we have at hand.
Okay.
If I fail, then we'll cut it out later, or
I'll be here for you.
Yeah.
I'll be here. Yeah.
All right.
I'll try to. If you get off track, I'll steer you.
Thanks.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I am a whore. Just
cool.
Yeah. This morning, but for the last week or so, there's a district, the district in Vienna, the district in Vienna. It's the 15th district. Mm-hmm. There's a person, and she has organized this art exhibition across the district with local artists from this district to put up artwork in some of the local businesses, not art galleries, but like in cafes, restaurants, and a couple pharmacies this kind of thing.
That's cool. That sounds great.
It's a cool concept. Yeah. I dug it when I first heard of it.
Sure.
And she asked me to put some of my artwork into this cafe, this cafe, and I did. And I met with her a few days ago, and she said, yes, I was very excited to meet with her because I thought, this is cool. I haven't had an exhibition in a little while, and so this is a little bit of exposure. It's kind of cool. So I met with her, and she was very nice but she was also very honest while being very nice in saying that my artwork is actually a little too dark and weird for this exhibition that they're having. But there are not enough artists in the district to fulfill this these expectations that she created, and so
that's a nice compliment. I think that's
yeah. Yeah.
Your artwork is bad. It does not suit what we are doing.
Right.
You there are not enough artists.
Yeah. I don't like what you're doing, but
End of
you're
compliment.
the only one doing it. So, can you? And so and I smiled and said, thanks for including me in this anyway, and I don't know why. Like, I'm an adult, but still, somehow I'm the loser last picked for the dodgeball team, and I didn't even know that I wandered onto a dodgeball field to begin with.
Yeah.
And so, I'm totally fine with not being part of this. I don't need a favor by any means. I mean, we have a badass book on our hands, just between you and me. I'm working on other projects. I'm doing okay. I'm broke as a joke, but I don't need to be in this kind of position. Anyway, I took it because when I was talking with her and I told her about this band I'm in where we do live art and live music at the same time, the Benage Hur thing that we do.
Yeah.
And, suddenly she gets very interested and she says, oh, wow, yeah, that's a really cool idea. And I organize a lot of events for businesses and like corporate gigs and stuff like that, if we could keep you in mind. And I'm thinking, that's not really our thing, but that's a heavy paycheck every time you do a corporate gig. And, it's not like we're a punk band by any means. We're not, standing up for anything. We're just playing cool atmospheric music and I'm drawing on an overhead projector. So it's not like I'm selling out doing a corporate gig once in a while with that particular band or venue. But that's why I'm a whore, because when I was putting up my paintings in this cafe this morning, I asked if I could move some of these signs that they have all over there. I'm being nice by calling it a cafe. It's a restaurant. It's a fucking restaurant with aluminum and tin beer signs all over their walls. It's essentially an American restaurant, just in Austrian style with Austrian food. Yeah. And so there's crap all over the walls, and I hang up my paintings, and they're just lost in this sea of decorative nonsense and generic what have you all over the walls. And I asked, can I take some of these things down? That way my paintings aren't just swallowed up by the stuff you have on your walls. Yeah. I get this hemming and hawing, and then finally it's just no, I can't. So my paintings are just there. I said thank you to this whole thing, and all why? Because there was a vague, unagreed upon rumor of financially successful gigs to come. Not that there was any fixed gigs or money. It's just a rumor of it. And so like on this particular case, I completely just bent over, spread them wide, and just grit my teeth and smiled while I took it. And the thing that frustrates me most is that I made the decisions myself. Like I said, she put it all on Front Street. She's very happy I'm being part of this, but she said, your style, it's not what we're looking for, but it was kind of the only thing we have in town.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because yes, I mean obviously you're going through a thing for sure. I mean it's hard. It's totally hard, and it's something that I've gone through a bajillion times in literally everything that I have tried to do artistically. Like whether it
so
be
happy
acting,
you said that, because
No, 100%. Whether it be acting, whether it be writing, whether it be music. I know you think that I actually, am popular, but like under no circumstances am I popular. Like it's not you and another guy that I know very well, I've had him over for dinner, are like are really my only two fans. Like other than that, like that's it.
It's sweet of you to say. I was having an argument with myself just thinking about telling you this story tonight on the podcast and thinking like, can you understand what I'm saying? And then I was thinking, of course he can't. He's a fucking rock star in Toronto, Ontario.
No, I don't. Literally nobody likes it. But the thing that you have to keep in mind, and like the best, it's not really so much advice, but something that I realized at a certain point is that, and this is, I hope this is good advice for anyone who's interested in doing or is doing stuff artistic out there, is that there's an ocean of difference between bending over backwards and bending over forwards.
That's true, yeah.
And once you know the difference between the two, like to bend over backwards to make an opportunity possible or to make future opportunities possible is a great thing. That's you hustling as an artist.
Yeah.
Bending over forwards, like you should get paid for that.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like if someone is literally just using you and your work to make them money.
Yeah.
If they're fucking you, you should get paid for it.
Yeah.
Working harder to make an opportunity, regardless of how much it pays, a potentially, a potentially just better opportunity for you. Thing that you got to get used to if you're gonna do this until you're fucking 80 years old.
Yeah, it's totally true.
Totally different story.
Yeah, I think it's only with experience that you and age that you can kind of gauge which way you're bending before you're already bent over. Yeah. And like this time, I'm not sure which way it is yet, which makes me feel like a jackass because I am kind of experienced. Like I've been doing this for a while, and so for this one, like one thing that I tell myself sometimes is like more bastards, less assholes. It's all about like there's so many assholes, and in that meeting, I became one of the assholes just doing it. But if I actually would not have minded if I had just got up and said, "Fuck it, I don't need any favors, and neither do you. We're done." Yeah. And it would have been totally fine. And if she had thought I was a total bastard for doing that, then I'm a fucking bastard for walking away. It's fine. And so more advice. This is for any creators or artists out there, which you're going to hear a million times, and it's pretty easy to spout this off. But man, don't undersell yourself. Just don't undersell. I don't care how good or bad or talented or untalented you are. If you're creating something, don't sell it short, and like really just stand up for it. You don't have to take any shit for it. Whoever wants to get involved with whatever you've created or be part of it or use it in some way, you just got to stand up for it 100%, and know if you're bending over backwards to make an opportunity later or whatever, or if you're bending over forwards and you're going to get fucked. Just whatever it is, you just don't sell your shit short. Just don't take any shit. Be a bastard if you have to. Yeah. And
no, it's tough. It's really, really tough for sure.
Yeah. And so to that end, we come ham-handedly to our topic because I did all this for like the rumor of money and corporate success in some way with a creative endeavor that this shit may never even happen, is the mindless actions which were so well characterized in a metaphor and an analogy of society with Romero's zombies. Oh, there we go. I just slipped right in there.
Oh, wow. Oh, snap. Sweet segue, Rob.
Thanks, man. It's almost as clumsy as the way I stumbled out of this fucking restaurant after I left all my paintings, left amid a wasteland of commercials on their walls.
Here we go. All right, so
I feel
the
infinitely
topic
better.
is just zombies right now.
Yes.
And like, what did you want to talk about? I guess.
Okay, zombies. I know that the media and the movies and everything they saturated the public consciousness at large a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like we hit the
Yeah,
saturation
they did
point.
for a long time,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
But like society and pop culture, it's not the first time it's been saturated with zombies. I mean, Bela Lugosi was in a number of movies where his henchmen were just zombies. Zombies
Yeah.
were the go-to thing for a little while. They were never the stars of anything. But then again, in 1969, when Romero came out with Night of the Living Dead, it got saturated again, like worldwide, with
Yeah.
here in America, there in America, and then Italy joined the fight, and
Yeah.
and then again, they never went away. In the 80s, they kind of faded a little bit, but there's a few that rose to the top. The 90s as well, and then in the 2000s, we were inundated with zombies wall to wall.
It became a joke.
Yeah, and it's still a joke today.
Like a cliche of a cliche.
Exactly.
Like at least kind of by the end of everything.
Yeah, and I think in a few years it's going to happen again. Like zombies, I think they're just one of those archetypes that just won't fade.
Okay, so let's get specific. So
yeah,
like
let's go for the good side of it.
So why? Because there are a lot of different reasonings or philosophies or whatever you want to call them, like opinions, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Crown Royal. But like there are a lot of different opinions as to why zombies have retained sort of like this much popularity over however many decades, where whereas like werewolves or vampires or like even freaking mummies, you know what I mean, just don't just seem to have the endurance, in a way that zombies have. So
it's true. Vampires take a little longer hiatus from the spotlight than zombies do, and werewolves, they take the longest hiatus.
So I guess the question that I have is like, Romero only ever made 2 zombie movies, and one of them was about racism and the other one was about capitalism, and he just sort of went back and forth doing that. And then especially now with like the Shaun of the Dead kind of put it kind of like really, really obviously made, like we're living in the digital age and everyone's just sort of like just going through the motions and doing what that is. Like, what do you think it is about zombie movies or zombie fiction anyways,
right,
that
I think
people really relate to?
I think part of it is vicarious wish fulfillment, and also this vicarious freedom of everything. When we watch these zombie movies, it's a very basic thing. I think that we can go and then we can wreak havoc on any undead person, and so we can slaughter with impunity and get rid of this rage and angst that we just gather in small doses every day with whatever we're dealing with.
Yeah.
And
no, I agree with you. I think that what's most attractive to people about at least contemporary zombie stories is that I can yes, by day I just I work at a deli. But after the zombie apocalypse happens, I can literally just kill anyone I want, and I'm not even that violent a dude.
Right.
But like I can just get out there with a riding lawnmower and like my chainsaw boomerang and just start going bananas on people.
Totally. And on the other end of the moral spectrum, but in the same in the same action of slaughtering these undead fools, you like, or not just you, but everyone can become a hero. I think it's a pretty special thing in zombie movies. Everybody has the potential to be a hero. In the vampire movies, it's Van Helsing or the Van Helsing analog that is the hero, and
it's
everyone
a skill
supports
set.
them.
Hunting any other type of monster is a vocation.
Exactly.
Whereas
The zombies,
just killing a zombie.
Yeah.
Like, all I need is a plank of wood.
yeah,
And a reason,
you just need to be
and
Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
So I guess. Sorry. Sorry. What did you say? Their Skype was got weird there for a sec.
Oh,
You
yeah,
said Johnny on the spot, and then you said something really funny, and
Yeah,
I talked
no,
over you because
I
you
was
were
laughing
frozen.
at what you said. And,
Oh.
but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, but so I guess along that line,
Mhm.
because I mean I'm tired of zombie stuff now, especially because I play so many video games. Like it's just
Okay.
it just seems like it's a, it's just a means to an end at this point now. Like whereas there used to
Right.
be like mini games and stuff, like just like
Okay.
little aside whatever. Like now it just seems there's always a zombie mode and virtually.
yeah,
I mean, like, in a lot of the AAA games, like the Call of Duty shit, I don't even really like the Call of Duty shit, but, like, there's always a zombie mode, and then
Mhm.
for a while there, like, a while back, like, 50% of every indie game was about zombies in one way or another, and
right.
anyways, like, I'm just sort of tired of the whole fiasco, but
Mhm.
thinking about it, like, yes, at one time I liked it, and I guess my question for you is, like, when did this become attractive to you, and
Yeah.
is it for the same reason that you said, or
That's a good question. I've always really liked zombies, and I think it's just because I was pretty young when I was introduced to them, and my first zombie movie was Night of the Living Dead from Romero, the 1969 version, and I think I saw it on TV one Sunday. I think I rambled on about the Sunday double feature creature thriller thing that we had going on in Michigan when I was young. And they played that because it was in the public domain. So, like, I saw this movie. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie.
which is like, do you know why it's in the public domain? It was in the public domain the second after it was released.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The editor, or the guy who was in charge of doing the titles, fucked up.
Yeah.
And there was something, I forget exactly what it was. There was something he needed to put there, like at the end of, it wasn't like a whole phrase like this is copyrighted by whatever, but it was like one or two like characters that he forgot to include in his titles.
My God.
And the second after it was released, it was considered to be public domain.
Yeah.
And Romero, I don't believe, like, for that movie like itself.
Yeah.
I don't believe Romero's ever seen a dollar.
No,
from that
no,
movie.
yeah.
He made a career based off of it, which is its own thing. But like for that movie alone, no, which is super sad. Really
Totally. I mean, I can't imagine just the open-handed slap across the world that people would hear.
Yeah.
When I got my hands on the editor, if they did that to my movie, especially if I made something like Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I mean, it's tight. I think these old movies from Romero, they earned the hype. They deserve the hype, even though you could break it down, like you said, that even though he made 4 of them and spread out over I don't know how many years, that it's just it's social commentary on this, social commentary on that. Then it goes back to this, then it goes back to that, goes back to this, goes back to that. But he does it so well. And also, I think we mentioned before that his style is like this blue collar, no style, where he just kind of delivers the story just as it is, as it came out of his head, and it's just so realistic in its non-flared, non-bells and whistles way that it's so easy for me to just slip into thinking of it as a. Like to suspend my disbelief. My disbelief just checks out as soon as I see his name on the screen. You know, I think, okay, it's a Romero picture. I'm in for something that I can fool myself with for a little while.
Yeah.
And and so Night of the Living Dead was my first one, and I really dug it. As far as my favorites, they are his 78, Dawn of the Dead. This one, I fucking love this movie. I can't get enough of this movie. I've seen it so many times, and I've bored the shit out of my friends with it so many times because it's from their reports, it could be a tad slow, and maybe there's a few indulgent scenes where Romero really kind of was digging what he was doing and just left him in. But I love him. I really love it. And so this movie, and also the 1985 Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead is my favorite of all of them.
Okay. At first, it was my least favorite. I hated it.
Oh, really?
It was just so... It seemed like such a movie. You know, it seemed like such a... It was like Hollywood Romero. But now it's really up there. It's equal with Dawn of the Dead for me. Why is it your favorite?
I... Like, going back to Anchor Bay, like, this was like a bitchin' find.
Yeah.
Like, I think I found Dawn of the Dead for... It might have been $9 on, like, Anchor Bay released, whatever. And it was unrated. And at the time where, like, the zombies finally break through, and you spend, well over an hour of this entire movie just having these military guys just boss around like the nicest scientisty people.
Totally.
And then the zombies break through, and like the first thing they do is just tear them apart.
Yeah.
Like this guy, I've never seen the rated version, but I can't imagine that this was left in. But like, they take the captain guy, they
they rip his stomach open, and
like, screaming, and he just like he comes apart like just I don't know, like he never really had any skin there. Like his shirt was keeping his guts in.
Yeah.
But like they just rip him in half, and then the thing that got me is that a zombie grabbed his eye and like tore his eyelid.
Oh yeah, that was the dude down in the thing. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that was such a good effect.
And that was it was just super fucking cool. And I'm like, yeah, this movie's awesome.
Yeah, Tom Savini really pulled out all the stops on this one.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I really, really like Night of the Living Dead. Like, I think it's really cool how they sort of like, it's almost kind of like how we did Waterloo. Like, it's really reticent.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
exactly
this bombastic, whatever. Dawn of the Dead, the pacing never bothered me, and those indulgent moments never really bothered me.
Yeah.
It's just, to be honest, it's the no reason biker gang that just shows up, like serving no purpose.
They've been doing
other than just this like just this MacGuffin to just buck the plot, or Deus Ex Machina rather, just this thing that falls out of the sky and just we're saved because a biker gang just came in and just started bullwhipping zombies. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, they had to fight the zombies because they had to fight the gang because the gang wanted the mall and the. Yeah, it's.
But the gang didn't know that those guys were in there. Like, it was just.
No, they did because they saw the helicopter take off and land on the roof of the mall.
Was that ever communicated? I have to watch that movie again.
Yeah, in one scene.
Like, I just every single time I watched that movie, like I never watched it during the day. It was always at night.
Okay.
And like. It is a little slow, so you're starting to kind of feel sleepy kind of by a certain point, and then the biker gang just bursts through, and you're like, what?
Yeah, they did.
And then
they did. They said it over the radio that we see you land and take off a helicopter. We're come on, share with us, guys. Just share a little bit. Sharing is caring.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Still, pretty much a no reason biker gang. That's
essentially, yeah. I think it's really just that they had use of an entire mall, and it would be so cool to.
Let's just ride our bikes in there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
My first really big one. I mean, of course, I love Night of the Living Dead and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. But my first really really big one, because it was my first movie crush. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Was Return of the Living Dead, 1985, because
Oh.
Lena Quigley.
I knew you were gonna say Lena Quigley.
Stole my heart as soon as
Banging.
as soon as she was in there.
Banging beyond control. She's so hot in that. And there's it's one of my favorite lines in any movie is when they're in the graveyard and she does her little speech and then she starts dancing, and starts taking off her clothes. And off screen, the character says, "Let's get some light over here. Treasure's taking her clothes off again." And it's like, when could I ever possibly use this line in real life? I don't know. I've just been searching like a hound dog for this moment because it's amazing. Dan O'Bannon rocked so hard making that movie. Ugh.
I watched this movie again for probably the first time in like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Just last Halloween, and like I was really really surprised just how amazing this movie is.
Yeah, it's tight.
Like it's super tight. It's really dark.
Yeah.
Like they don't exactly win at the end.
No, not at all.
And like pretty much every character gets super messed up at some point during the movie. Like just even when they're in like the coroner or the funeral director or like whatever his things, like when they're in his house and like some people are up in the attic and it's just like it's a really amazing movie.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know whether it's just because it's like 80s schmaltz, like it's aged pretty well.
I agree.
It's aged better than Nightmare on Elm Street, that's for sure. And like any of those sort of BS slasher movies in the 80s, like it's aged a lot better than that, or than those guys, anyways. And
I agree. You can really enjoy Return of the Living Dead on its own merits. It gets a little campy with age, but it still stands on its own 2 feet. Whereas it's true, like a Nightmare on Elm Street, it's really more of a representation of that year or of that era of horror.
Yeah, and Return of the Living Dead, I don't know. I don't know if it's fair to say so much as like I don't know if it's fair to say that it's only a cult classic.
I don't think so.
But it certainly doesn't have the reputation and what, like my mom hasn't seen Return of the Living Dead yet. She's seen Night of the Living Dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which and this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's really really cool.
Yeah, and it has a bitchin' soundtrack. And
yeah.
I love this one too. Okay, that's also one of my favorites.
Another one that's notable as well, just because I haven't met too many people that have seen this movie enough times to really have a conversation about it, was The Dead Hate the Living.
Oh, I know this movie.
Can't remember what year it was.
That one, I actually don't remember anything about it. But I know the title. Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe I just want to sound cool by saying I saw it.
2000. Yeah, and it was just
I
this
didn't see
movie
this.
about these guys that break into this. I think it's an old insane asylum.
Okay.
To film this horror movie, and they find this like gargantuan, like gilded, like ornate casket. And it's like, let's use it in the movie, and someone ends up opening it.
Okay.
And it's like a whole bunch of like scream queens and shitty actors, anyways,
cool.
getting killed by these zombies, and then like there are a couple of like super zombies that come out of the gate.
Okay.
And like there's this really cool kind of effect at the end where they realize that they have to go back and like close the coffin,
right?
But it's surrounded by zombies.
Okay.
So they it's like the two filmmaker guys, so they use the makeup to dress themselves as zombies, and like it's a really really cool movie, and it's really really well done.
Right on.
And that's another one that really stuck out for me. But I think where I started to lose the whole zombie thing was about, I mean, in addition to all, like, just the video game nonsense that just seemed to be happening,
Yeah.
like, was honestly the Walking Dead television series.
Really?
Yeah, season 1. I really, really, really don't like bullies.
Okay.
And I really, really don't like cops.
Mm-hmm.
And from, like, just being a writer,
Yeah.
like, I know, like, if you're writing a scene or if you're writing whatever and you give your character a gun,
Yeah.
or sorry, you give one of your characters a gun, but you don't give another character the gun,
Mm-hmm.
it's this enormous, like you've already written yourself way too much tension for that scene.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's this, like, you have already, like, it's this enormous power play that you kind of have to write yourself out of. And The Walking Dead season 1 was just a bunch of cops running around, pointing their guns at people,
Yeah.
and forcing them to do things. And
I
was
that.
just I was just disgusted
Yeah.
by the end of it. Like, I couldn't, like, there was, I don't know exactly what episode it was, but there was one episode where some guy was freaking out because I think his buddy just died or his wife just died or something like that, and he starts, like, going up on top of a hill and, like, digging a hole for no reason. And it's like, what are you digging a hole for, Ron, or whatever
yeah,
the fuck
I
his name
remember
was? And without talking to him too much, like, that one, like, dick cop went up and just pointed his gun at him and said, like, stop digging that hole. It's like, I'm just digging a hole. Like, just leave me alone. It's like, just stop digging that hole.
Yeah.
And whatever, the other guy comes up, the other cop guy comes up, and he starts pointing his gun at the other guy. And I'm like, you fucking dickhead cops. Like, there's no fucking society left.
Yeah.
Like, if I was traveling in an RV with two fucking bossy fucking throwing their guns around whenever they wanted shit their way, like, this is hell. This is fucking hell on earth.
Totally.
This is not fun. This is not fun to watch. And I just couldn't get into it. It was, I watched the first season. I'm like, the acting is brutal. The writing is really contrived. And these characters make me just fucking, just super brutal.
I was completely on the other, not completely on the other end of the spectrum on that one, but I really dug it. But I read the comic book as well. Like, I love the comic book so much. And in the comic book, it all unfolds a lot slower. Yeah. And so I think, I don't know if I was watching the show with all of the comics in mind. And so I had like a tempering element just built into my, yeah, exactly. And so maybe that was it, but I really dug it, except for the last episode of the first season. That one was pure Hollywood nonsense. But
there was just so much. The only thing that I really knew about the comic series, and admittedly I hadn't read it going into it, but from what I understand, at least I think I watched season 1 and, like, most of season 2. Okay. I think is what I watched. It was a long story, but I watched most of season 2 in, like, one day. Yeah. I was trying to nurse a sick cat back to health, and we just watched Walking Dead season 2. It was a weird day. Yeah. But anyways, from what I understand, at least of the comic book, is that I think sometime, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think sometime around, like, the 3rd or the 4th trade, one of the characters says, like we're the Walking Dead. Yeah. Like, we're the one. Like, we're the aliens here. We're the monsters. Right. And that was the whole point of the book, and that realistically should have been the end of the comic series, and that sentiment I don't believe was ever used in the television series. It's just like, oh yeah, how can we make this how can we alienate literally as many people as possible?
I don't know. I really liked it. Like, in the series, it's true. Like, they use that and it's really cool. And I feel like there's not a false or a weak issue in the series. It's really incredible. Like, Robert Kirkman is a super good writer, and and also the artists, the Charlie Adler and Tony Moore also worked on it. But this comic series it's really tight. It's super good. But I think in like the later seasons and episodes of The Walking Dead, I think they really find that tune, that vibration of "We Are the Walking Dead." And when they kind of pull together, I will say I totally admit that season 2 was a bit trying because it was really just kind of like, I understood it. It kind of felt like I knew what they were going for with this interrelational personal drama kind of nonsense. And
season 2 was just the farm.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I mean, as much as and I maintain that I really don't like that series, I actually really kind of enjoyed season 2. Like I kind of thought that it was cool that they were just like, we got to get to whatever fucking wherever. Like it wasn't like, oh, we're out of gas. It's like, no, like we live at this farm now.
Yeah.
Like we are, like the intention is to stay at this farm literally until everyone here dies. I thought
that
it was
like
a really cool. I thought it was a really cool way to sort of begin.
Right.
Like the second season of a really popular television show.
Yeah, I think that's another point where like having the comic series in my head also was a buffer in some way, but in the opposite way of the first season. Like the first season, they rushed through so many things because they didn't know if they were going to get another season. So they in interviews I've heard, like they wanted to cram as much cool shit into it as possible because maybe we don't get a second season. Yeah. And then when they got the second season, it seems like they said, okay, we can decompress a little. And there was so much cool shit that I was waiting for them to get to that it made me impatient at the farm.
Well, I obviously have to check out the series.
Totally.
I mean, I really enjoyed the Walking Dead video game, like the Telltale Games one, where you're like making decisions kind of as you go.
I never played that. I'm not a big video game person. You're the expert on these.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
But it honestly, just even for you, dude, it'd be worth checking it out because it's I don't know. You get the cool thing, and I realized afterward, like it really doesn't have that much effect on how the game is going to turn out. But you know, you'll be like at one point, I think you're standing in like the middle of your camp, which is this old motel.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you're sort of in the courtyard, and you have 5 pieces of food.
Okay.
But there are 8 or 10 people there.
Okay. You have to choose who you feed then.
Your job is to go around and distribute food to people.
Right. Can you just eat all of it yourself?
Yeah, you can absolutely just keep all of it.
Nice.
Yeah. And but every time like you're like you do something like nice for somebody, like it's just all of these choices where it's like, you know, do you save, you know, Bethany or do you save, you know, Samantha?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I save Bethany, and then like Bethany's father looks at you, and it's like, Tobias will remember that. goes up at the top, and it's just like, this is, oh, I know Tobias is gonna kill me, but
right.
I mean, it doesn't really happen. But it's like a really cool sort of experience as you're going through.
Right on.
It's like you actually really care, like you're making decisions sort of based on what you perceive other characters want you to do.
That's cool.
It's a really cool game. But
right on.
Anyways, let's go to a song super fast, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap this up sort of as best as we can.
Yeah, totally. That's when we come back, I have something planned for you.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then we'll wrap up with a few modern examples of why zombies just won't stay down.
That's a good idea.
All right.
I think I like that idea.
Cool. Okay. Here's what I have for you.
Okay, good. Sorry, I have to say you have done such a great job on these bits. I feel really, really bad.
No, your bits.
I wrote a theme song for one of my bits at one time.
Yeah, that counts for a lot still. Like
I know, but you've done so many good ones. I did one that was sort of like just a scam to steal your soul.
Yeah, but it was worth it for the song. We got the theme song out of it.
Okay, I'm just saying that the next bit is mine. Like the next bit's on me. You know.
All right, this one. Speaking of theme songs, I have a theme song for this one too.
Okay.
Okay, it's called. Dun, 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 dun. Huh? Wait, what?
It's
actually.
So did you fuck up, or is that
No,
the name
that's
of
the
the
name.
bit? Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, wait. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
I can.
granted,
okay.
my musical prowess is not that of the prestigious Buddy Black.
Yeah. No.
But it's.
I
mean,
as we all know. Yeah.
It's a burgeoning talent. Some might say.
Okay.
I have my Tibetan singing bowls, and I think they sound. I'm not so bad on those either. But
They sound great. I've heard you play them. They're really good. You're coming along for sure. You're not as good as I am with those, but yeah,
well,
you know.
wise words from up on high. Anyway, this game, oh wait, what, is all about titles of movies,
Okay.
and with this theme of no, there's no way to ham-fistedly shove it into the topic. It's just a cool bit. I'm going to tell you the name of the movie that we all know and love, and then I'm going to give you 3 options of what it was, either the original title or the working title of the movie.
Okay.
And so, for example, here's number 1. The Crazies. George Romero's The Crazies. We're going to start with Romero here. George Romero's The Crazies was originally referred to as which one? Codename Trixie, Project Countdown, Operation Crackerjack.
I'm gonna say Operation Crackerjack. I think that sounds like a movie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a movie that's yet to be made, my friend, because it was Codename Trixie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Number 2.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. Boom. Like a fine-oiled machine. Okay, number 2. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This one was going to be known as Family Feast, Toothpickers, or Head Cheese.
I'm gonna say head cheese.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say head cheese. Yeah.
You got it. You got it.
I don't even get like a ding 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 ding.
You get a ding 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 and a small
right.
Dixie cup full of head cheese.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
I'll put it in the post today, and it should be there, I don't know, in a few weeks. Number 3. The movie Wes Craven's Scream was going to be known as Horror High, Scary Movie, or Idle Hands.
I think I might actually know this one. I think it was actually supposed to be called Scary Movie.
Son of a gun. You get a second cup of head cheese in a Dixie cup.
Oh, so all we're playing for is head cheese.
It's all I have laying around my room here.
Yeah, that's all I have in excess.
Yeah. Okay.
I met a
head cheese.
really good a really good friend of mine introduced me to his new girlfriend, and like she's very sort of like classic, kind of like mid-90s goth.
Okay.
Like she's just rocking that look.
Right on.
Like very, very well.
I can
you
dig
know,
it.
like she's committed to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it works for her. But the reason so she works as sort of like an artist in London, Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
and the first time I met her, we were just asking about what she does and all that stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, no, I have like a large Tupperware container full of human hair that I was going to use as a art project, but I never got around to it."
Now she just sucks on it and chews on it when she's watching
well, yeah,
movies.
it's like at this point, like, is it a collection?
Yeah. What
Like,
can you do with that?
I might just try to start giving it away.
Right
It's
on.
not like you're using, you know,
As
popsicle
candy for
sticks
Halloween?
and yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like there's no use for the anyways.
Right.
Anyways. So yeah, okay. So more head cheese for me. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. The movie Alien. The original.
Right.
First one. Was it going to be known as Space Scream, Star Beast, or fuck.
It's probably not C.
Solar Fart? I almost
What
had
time
it.
is it over there? I guess it's close to 1 over
Yeah,
there.
it's
isn't
quarter
it?
to 1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I almost had solar
I
fart
figured
out.
that.
I was hoping that I could get it out so smoothly that I might bamboozle you. And you'd be like, solar fart?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What was the second one again? I think it was the second one.
Star Beast.
Star Beast. Yeah. It's Star Beast.
Yeah. Wow, you're going to be...
Yeah.
You're going to
I'm
be
just
rich with
swimming
head
in head
cheese. People are going to be calling you Head Cheese Jenkins.
My horoscope said that I would win.
Yeah.
that I would win roughly a cup of head cheese
Okay.
today.
Yeah, move over Johnny Nightstick. We got a new alter ego coming into town.
Yeah. I like this. Okay.
Number 5. The movie is Child's Play.
Okay.
The original or working title was going to be Batteries Not Included, Good Guys Finish Dead, or
Sorry, what was the second one?
Good Guys Finish Dead,
Okay.
or Kill Chucky Kill.
I think it was Batteries Not Included, but there was a movie called Batteries Not Included. I can't remember whether it was before or after.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it came out around the same time as like Flight of the Navigator and Explorers.
Right, with the silly little alien, the little
Yeah.
alien GoBots or whatever they were.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it was Batteries Not Included, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky.
Ah.
Like, I think whatever, Child's
It's
Play,
true.
I think
You
was
are up to
called,
like a half a liter of head cheese.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Wow.
This is I got to start throwing this or else.
Yeah. What are you going to be putting head cheese into the bottle for your coming baby?
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna have to get a second fridge just to hold all of my head cheese.
Yes, you're gonna be rotten. I'm rotten with head cheese over here, honey. We got to do something with it.
This apartment's lousy with head cheese.
All right, and the last one.
It's too bad Michael Caine didn't talk like that, because I can do that impression really well.
Right? That would be great.
Of just like the way too excited guy circa 1931.
Yeah.
Like
Halloween. Was this going to be called the Halloween Murders, the Babysitter Murders, or Candy Face Butthole Murders? You're welcome. Choose wisely.
I don't really want any more head cheese.
Okay.
But I also can't go with number 3. I'm going to say number 2 because Babysitter Murders sounds super classy, actually.
And so you want the Halloween murder? No, you want
No,
by
the
Babysitter Murders. That was
yeah.
okay. Well, you're the proud new owner of another Dixie cup full of head cheese.
When you mail these to me, I don't want you to measure out the Dixie cups and then just put them in a Ziploc bag and send them to
No?
me. Like I want, I guess, like 5 different packages. Each one of them has a Dixie cup with head cheese
Okay.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Like I have,
Just so you know, yeah.
I was just gonna dip the Dixie cup into the head cheese, like level it off with a butter knife, but I'll do this in separate packages. I think that's a good idea.
I think, may as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to our topic. I was wondering if there's, like you mentioned, the video games, as not the video games, the Walking Dead video game in particular, as being one of the cool things.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any movies or books or anything that you think are good examples or that are supporting the whole zombie saturation? Not beyond tolerance, but keeping it within tolerance. The reasons why we like it still.
I mean, I know that there's the whole thing between slow zombies and fast zombies. I don't know if that's a dialogue anymore. I really hope not.
Yeah,
I think that
me
was kind
neither.
of a stupid, kind of bullshit thing to do.
Yeah.
I was always on the fast zombie side. I just thought that was just that much scarier.
Right. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, no, it was just terrifying.
I'm not afraid of a car in a parking lot that's, cruising for a
Creeping
spot.
towards
Yeah,
you,
creeping
yeah.
towards me. But a car on the highway and I'm accidentally there, that's a bummer.
I really, really liked the Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
I really, really liked that movie. I think we talked about that in a previous podcast. I thought that was a actually like a pretty classy
Totally.
sort of reimagining of all of that. I thought that was really great.
I agree.
28 Days Later was really cool.
Yeah.
You know what? Zombieland was a lot of fun.
That was super fun.
Zombieland was a, just about. They just made fun of themselves so hard, and they just made fun of the genre kind of so hard without picking on it. But they were
exactly.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it was. I really, really liked that. I know anything that's smart that isn't just pandering to
yeah
to people with cash.
Yeah.
Like,
Agreed.
Those movies and TV shows and whatever I think are really great.
I agree. I really liked.
Sorry, do you know that Marvel Comics actually? I don't know if it's the case anymore, but for a really, really long time, they actually owned the word zombie.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah, so you couldn't really make a movie like I think you could use zombie in the dialogue in the movie.
Okay.
Just the same way like you can make a movie and say like, "Oh yeah, no, I have a I'm drinking a Pepsi," without necessarily paying Pepsi.
Right.
But you couldn't have a movie called Pepsi without paying Pepsi. Like I think you couldn't have a movie with the word zombie in the title without having to pay Marvel Comics.
Just because of their comic Zombie. No, it was Frankenstein. They had Frankenstein.
It was Dracula. I think Marvel owns Dracula.
Okay. Why? And they own Zombie as well? What's the?
Yeah, they owned the word. I don't know if it's true anymore. But
That's
for
weird.
a really long time, they owned the word zombie.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I own the word toast now, so.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking Gene Simmons from Kiss copyrighted the word OJ.
Come on.
Back in the early to mid 80s because everyone called orange juice OJ.
Yeah.
But nobody owned the word, like the nickname OJ.
What a nitwit.
So he copyrighted that and he made a fucking ton of dough on it.
Crazy.
So it's dumb shit like that.
Yeah. I really dug the 28 Days Later movie. Like this movie, I saw this in the theater and I had not been so stressed and scared.
That's a really good way to describe that movie.
Yeah.
It's a pretty stressful movie.
Totally.
I think is
Yeah, and my one of my best friends, my girlfriend at the time, Nadja, her and I watched so many horror. That was like our thing. One of the things we would do. We watched so many zombie movies together, and so and she was as desensitized as I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more so. And we went and saw this movie. We would always see whatever horror movie came out in the theater, and yeah, it was fun or whatever, but never anything scary. But in this one, this movie was so stressful, and it scared the shit out of me because it was so stressful. And especially in the movie setting, like you have it just all up in your face. You can't look away. And the sound design, the directing, the editing, everything is really on point in this movie.
Yeah. Danny Boyle hasn't done a hell of a lot of movies, at least not that have come to North America anyways.
Right.
But
he always chooses a different genre for each
one that he's done, I've been really, really into.
Yeah.
Like
even his dramas and cute shit.
Yeah. Like I really didn't think I was gonna like Slumdog Millionaire. Like
me neither.
Like I'm not a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire fan. Or it just kind of I kind of thought it was like that, but there was like drug culture and game show culture.
Yeah, right.
That's what I thought it was going to be about, and I'm like, I don't really like either of those things. So.
No, I thought it was going to be like a feel-good movie
incredible.
of the year.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather nail my hand to the floor than watch these inspirational tales of whatever, the underdog and shit like that. But it was a good movie. And 28 Days Later, it was no different. Like he just knows what he's doing in this movie.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I watched it and I'm just stressed as fucking, like a white knuckle grip on the seat. And I wanted to kind of play it cool, but then I looked over and Nadja was also completely floored.
Freaking out. Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, cool. And kind of gave me free rein to be scared. And I've seen the movie so many times, it's not so scary, obviously. And it loses a little punch when you see it on the TV or something. but it was really cool. I feel lucky that I saw that one in the theater.
And like I really enjoy the I mean, obviously I'm going to say zombie movie, but I just, kind of like what you were talking about. And I completely agree with you. Like those movies where it's total fantasy in that like I can project myself on like the hero guy, like regardless of how much of a loser I am in my real life, like I can be a hero,
Exactly.
like I'm one of the few chosen to do whatever, like.
That's good. I'm glad you said that. Because I wanted to clarify. Like, that wasn't a criticism on the zombie genre that I gave out. That was a reason why we all love it, including myself.
I don't think that the reason why it appeals to so many people, I don't think it's because like of the racism shit or the capitalism shit or anything like that. I just think it's this idea where it's like, I get to, there's a fantasy that I have where like I don't have a job.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I have to run around with a machete.
Yeah.
Chopping people's heads off.
Yeah. Impressing a beautiful woman.
I need to,
saving her life and stopping by the comic shop and just stepping through the big floor-to-ceiling window that's smashed and take whatever I want and then go have a grand old time.
Yeah. But I'm really happy that it seems like everyone's just completely tired of of all of this shit.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of the same way that I feel with vampires, where it's like I almost feel like that whole zombie genre had been glamorized way too much.
That's it. Like it took a weird turn at the end with the Twilight movies. I think that was
well, that's more. I would argue that that's more vampire than zombie. Than zombie for sure. You know what I mean?
No, obviously, I thought from what you said, I was just going what you just said with the vampires.
Oh, the vampires. Yeah, no, absolutely.
The vampires
for sure.
just had like a little bit of a saturation of the market, and the Twilight movies really kind of gave it a weird pinching off at the end, where it just kind of like a really strange dovetail into something we don't want to see again. Clearly.
Yeah.
And which I think is kind of cool because now we're going to wait a while and then vampires are going to come back in a really cool incarnation. Whether it's going to be atavistic and old and classic or whether it's going to be rough and kind of, whatever, abrasive, but it's not going to be that again. So.
Well, and I mean, not to, undersell our stuff or, kind of like what you were saying, but like, I'm really, really happy with what we did with Waterloo.
Yeah, me too.
With our undead, anyways, because I don't think that we sensationalized these guys at all.
No, not at all. Ours is really more in the rougher, abrasive, near dark vein.
Yeah, and the getting back to all the zombie shit. Yeah, I think at a certain point it just got to be. Was it Warm Bodies? I never saw that one. I had no interest in
that one. I liked.
Seeing that
I really liked Warm Bodies. Yeah, I thought it was really clever because I think in a way the zombie part was just it was just a catalyst, or it was an element used for the storytelling, not so much a setting that like, oh hey, it's another zombie movie, check us out. It was worked in there really, really nicely. That one I liked.
Yeah,
but I think it came near the height of the saturation, so it didn't get so much attention.
I always feel like Hollywood is like 5 years behind literally every other person on the planet.
Yeah,
and like as soon as like a AAA movie star is in a movie, everyone who enjoyed whether it's that theme or that genre or that story or that comic book or whatever it is, like anyone who ever enjoyed that one is already cynical and sort of tired of that shit by the time it comes out. And like
totally,
if I'm gonna watch a 3-hour movie, it better be called The Godfather.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Like that's the only way I would do that. And like, oh hey, World War Z, how long is it? Oh, it's like 2 hours and fucking 50 minutes.
World War Z.
I'm not fucking watching.
I wasn't terribly impressed with World War Z.
No.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Like, Oh, hey, Brad Pitt. You know what? That's that. Okay, no, I'm not gonna.
It was actually a little weird to think that
Brad
Pitt is
sorry, and it's also not a podcast unless I really, really offend a celebrity.
Yeah,
right. Not offend, but unless I attack a celebrity,
Yeah.
it's not a podcast. But yeah,
I think for me,
Brad
with
Pitt
World War
can fuck himself.
Yeah. Oh, Brad.
You can come hang out in Vienna anytime.
No, he doesn't need to come to Vienna and hang out with me. He's got his own entourage and crew. I don't mind the dude. I think he does a good job. I enjoy seeing him. But with World War Z, it was almost kind of like I felt like he was kind of like a tourist coming into my genre, into our playground. Like, oh, is this cool older kid coming to check on us weird nerds and throw us a bone or what? What is this? And it just didn't fit, I don't know what I don't know if it was let me stammer a little more, maybe that'll get my point across. If it were George Clooney or Matt Damon, I feel like they might have, not with World War Z, but they can maybe traipse through the horror realm. But I feel like Brad Pitt is just too cool for school in a way.
Yeah.
And like he was just kind of, he was just a tourist for a movie.
Yeah. By the time that was done, like that was the nail in the coffin, I think, at least for all of that zombie shit for me. It's like, oh, okay, great, a 3-hour fucking zombie movie.
Right.
Like, you may as well put Will fucking Smith in this, like for all it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, great. It's exactly what you said, where it's like, oh, hey, like we couldn't get Johnny Depp, so we got Brad Pitt, I guess, and
Yeah.
you can keep your hair long, Mr. Pitt. That's fine.
Right.
We don't require you to do anything. You don't even have to read the script. Just show up.
Yeah.
And
just know that
look surprised when we tell you to look surprised.
Yeah. I mean, just know that the character that you're playing is probably the best there is at what he does, and just take it from there. Just run with it, buddy. Just run with it.
Yeah. And you don't have to learn any new words. I promise.
Yeah. Oh, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
sorry. No. What are you gonna say?
I was going to mention that it's based on a really awesome book by Max Brooks, I believe.
Yeah. Who's James L. Brooks's son?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kid can write.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not James L. Brooks. Mel Brooks. He's Mel Brooks'
Mel
son.
Brooks? Oh, okay.
Yeah, not James L. Brooks.
Okay, not Downey Brooks or Leafy Brooks or Babbling Brooks.
No, not Babbling Brooks. Mel Brooks. 99% sure he's Mel Brooks' son.
Okay.
And sorry, I learned this a little while ago too, as I was just bored on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But Mel Brooks produced The Elephant Man.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
David Lynch's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to like blow your mind today, and it's just not happening. Sorry. You know everything.
I know everything. It's all the head cheese I eat. It keeps me sharp.
Well, we'll see. We'll see next time.
Yes.
Because I should be full of this stuff.
Yeah, it was that Mel Brooks had the script for Elephant Man. Like he owned the script for it, and he didn't want to do it himself because he was busy mainlining himself into as the king of comedy. And then he saw Eraserhead and was so blown away that tossed it to young Davey.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine Elephant Man as done by Mel Brooks? That would be.
I would fucking love to see that.
I'm sure
honestly,
it'd be amazing.
Mel Brooks' parody shit bothers the hell out of me, but like all of the stuff that he did that wasn't based on a freaking popular movie, like The Producers was incredible.
Well, that's really great.
Silent Movie is a fucking bitchin' movie.
Silent Movie is really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was Mel Brooks did the Zombie Survival Guide, and then wrote.
Oh yeah, Max Brooks. Yeah.
Max Brooks did the Zombie Survival Guide, and then did World War Z after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, I was gonna say, we've rambled a fair bit.
I think so.
I think we can close the book on on this one.
Yeah. If you,
Yeah.
the loving audience, let us know what your mainstays of zombie genre are. What are the ones that you dig the most? And yeah, be it old, new. The Night of the Living Dead remake from 1990 is also.
Yeah.
You didn't like that? Oh, I fucking love that.
No.
Okay, we're gonna have to revisit the zombie genre because there's really like a
Okay.
billion examples that we can bandy about.
Yeah.
Tony Todd.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
like I would like to, the unnecessary remake podcast that we did. Like, I don't feel like Night of the Living Dead really needed a remake.
I don't know. Maybe,
Like, I
but
think
maybe
it was
that's why
still fine.
that's what made it so great.
Yeah. But yeah, and like what's your one? Like, what's your one that really kind of hooked you? And because that was
Dawn of the Dead.
I think that's the most interesting question.
Yeah. It was hands down 1970s Dawn of the Dead.
But yes, timid listener, so mine was Return of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah.
Rob's was Dawn of the Dead. It's very late.
You were talking to me again.
Rob has resorted to a lot of like dick and fart jokes.
It's like, why is he asking me this again? I thought I already covered this shit. What the fuck's going on here?
But yeah, no, you can.
Yes, I want to know what
yeah,
your.
please leave something in the comments. We like this to be. It'd be fun if this could be a dialogue.
Totally.
We're not always right.
Yeah, and
We're not
or
always
tell us
right.
on Twitter at WaterlooGN.
Yes, and you can email us should you choose at bighumandead@gmail.com.
Yes.
And yeah, that's nice. I think we did a good job. Good job today, Rob.
Thanks. Good job. Good job to you, man.
What's my new head cheese Excelsior? What was that?
Head cheese Excelsior Jenkins.
Okay, yes.
Love
Okay,
Excelsior.
perfect. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, Rob.